A dog barks when his master is attacked. I would be a coward if I saw that God's truth is attacked and yet would remain silent. John Calvin.
Telling a woman that she can't be an elder is a nonsense rule.
If they claim to be in the body, we let them have it.
Donald Trump is going to win in 2020 by an absolute landslide.
Heretics Christianizing the American dream.
I said that that many LDS folks and I love the same Jesus. I still believe that.
Sowing is a blessing from God to make you rich.
Treating Jesus like a lottery ticket.
The Lord spoke to my heart. Been very few times I've ever heard God be this articulate with me. And I'm telling you word for word, these words came into my heart. I'm not asking you with me. I'm asking you to brush your hair.
Rebuke sharply, that's what God commanded.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Master's Dog False Teacher of the Week, episode 97. I'm your host, Norm the Master's Dog Dunham, aka the Evangelical Norm. So the False Teacher of the Week segment of the Master's Dog podcast was born out of the old introduction video. I had a 2.5-minute montage of pictures and videos of false teachers set to a really cool song called No Compromise by Result, used by permission. Thank you, Result. And it basically, total loss of train of thought. Somebody came to me and said, you know what? I don't know who all these people are. Some that I did know, I thought were okay. Could you break it down to let us know what makes them false teachers? So that's where this segment of the podcast came from. Started with Stephen Furtick, who was the specific person that she asked about, and then systematically went through that introduction video, all of the teachers. I think I added one or two people that weren't actually in there. I did an episode on the Pope, who wasn't actually part of the montage, but threw in a couple of people, up to 39 episodes, which the last one was snake handler Cody Coots. I think he's still alive. I don't know. And then after that, I changed up the intro video, made it shorter, caused to where I don't have the copyright claims, because even though Result verbally gave me permission, thank you again, YouTube doesn't recognize verbal permission from the artist as a actually permission to use the song, so you still get the copyright claims no matter how many times you dispute it. So changed it up, made the video a little bit more versatile. I can put in and take out video clips as I want, shorter, so you don't have a 2.5-minute intro video, even though you still get 2.5-minute introduction, because I explain all this stuff. So that is for the new people. Have had a lot of new subscribers over the last 2 weeks since I haven't done any videos. I've done one video in 2 weeks, still getting the subscribers. That's because of you guys who like, share, comment, do all that stuff. Amazingly enough, the comments is what makes that guy Mr. Algorithm. And yes, I was calling him that long before Space Jam, so I didn't steal it from them. No copyrights. Puts the video out to more and more people who might like to see it. The words you use in your comments hit the algorithm and it goes out there. So please continue to make comments. Give me suggestions for false teachers to use, because they're going to move to the top of the list. Just like this week's false teacher that I'm going to talk about was a suggestion from one of our subscribers, Confessions of an NAR Cult Survivor. For those of you who don't know what NAR is, New Apostolic Reformation. So this person, I don't know who they are. That's their name. So Confession. Thank you for the suggestion. Check out Australia false prophet John Kingsley Alley. He is supported by C.P. Wagner. So this was a comment on the episode about C.P. Wagner, and so he gave me this. Started looking into this fella, and there's not a whole lot about him out there. He's not as hugely followed as some of the other people that we have, but he's pastoring a church in Australia. So we're going to talk about him. So I like to, this is the only, he's actually authored a lot of books too. So the only bio I could find from this guy, he doesn't even have a bio on the church's webpage, which is, I don't know, it's peace.org.au. So that's the webpage. A lot of links to books and stuff like that. No bio for their pastor, John Kingsley Alley. So The bio that I'm going to take a look at is the bio from Amazon, where he is an author. It's his author bio. John Alley is the senior minister of Peace Australia, a group of apostolic ministries including missions, churches, and schools, both Australian and international. He is based with a great team of people in Rockhampton, Queensland, who together travel and minister throughout the world. John and Hazel have been married for 39 years and have 8 children, all of whom are with them in the ministry. So again, he may not have a huge following on the internet at this point. I mean, a few thousand subscribers on the YouTube channel, less than 5,000 friends on Facebook. Couldn't find a public figure profile for him on Facebook either. So, not the most followed, but he is leads a huge international group of apostolic folks. So, and that's the big concern. So, a few of the books that he has available on Amazon: The Apostolic Revelation. Just a little blurb about it. The Apostolic Revelation unveils a series of dynamic concepts that are crucial to the life of the church and the restoration of its apostolic power. It establishes benchmarks for the apostolic ministry and gives definition, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. There it finally clicked over to the more of that. So it gives definition and substance to the new apostolic wineskin of the church. Here is a revelation of apostolic methods and God's heart for the church and its leadership in this study. Today's apostolic message is harmonized and grounded. So you kind of get the idea. It's the whole issue of being apostles, again, bringing back. Now here, let's clarify this. I believe there is still an apostolic, and I use that term not as an apostle, as in like Peter, Paul, John, those guys that were chosen by Jesus, that were handpicked to be his apostles. Of course, Paul talks about one who is abnormally born. Jesus came to him after the crucifixion, knocked him off his horse on the road to Damascus, right? We all know that story. So not apostolic in the sense of the office of apostle, the role of those apostles, but apostolic as being sent out, missionary, evangelistic in a sense. I'm not one who has completely given up on gifts of the Spirit. I believe God still performs miracles, but I don't believe God does miracles the way that Benny Hinn, Todd Bentley, and guys like this, John Alley, claim that they do. It's not I don't know that there's one person that has an absolute gift of healing. God will use somebody who prays for healing to heal people once in a while, right? I mean, again, we see God still does miracles. He's a God that doesn't change. So, yes, I am not a cessationist in any way, shape, or form, but I am a realistic continuationist in the sense that I don't believe in the hyper-charismatic stuff that's going on. I don't believe in a lot of these prophets. I'm going to have a whole lot of episodes about false prophets coming up over the next few weeks, as people have suggested them to me. People who are going on and making prophecies, like all the Donald Trump prophets who, he's going to get 8 full years, and these guys proved themselves to be false prophets in the fact that Trump didn't get the 8 years and he's not in the White House still. And yes, maybe the election was stolen, but there is a new president, right? Donald Trump. If you predicted that Donald Trump was going to be president, you've proven yourself to be a false prophet, even especially if you say God told you that. So that's a lot of what this guy is. I looked at a few of his videos here and there on Facebook and YouTube, and it really is just your run-of-the-mill word faith stuff, name it, claim it. Again, some of his other books, Spirit of Sonship, Building an Apostolic People. It really is kind of the whole, it's the Christianized version of The Secret. It's you put it out into the universe and God is obligated to give it to you. So I wanted to read a little bit more of his little bio here on Amazon. So it says, having received much light, I don't know what that means, about what should be the apostolic nature of the church, John published a unique and groundbreaking book, The Apostolic Revelation. He followed with the second book, The Spirit of Sonship, which is having a strong impact in various parts of the world. He has now written Holy Community, The Apostolic Team of Peace Australia maintain dynamic, supportive, accountable relationships with pastors and churches across Australia and in many other nations throughout the world. So, again, he is a false prophet in the sense of claiming to be an apostle. I'm not going to get into all the different prophecies and so on. There are hours upon hours of YouTube videos to watch. But again, just the issue of claiming those apostolic gifts, which God will use, but God does not impart in the same way today that he did with the apostles. Because again, we now have the word that we use to evangelize and so on. Doesn't mean we don't have miracles that will happen. God will choose to do miracles when God will choose to do miracles. We should be praying for them. We should be doing, but we're not going out and forming full ministries on casting out demons like Catherine Crick. We're not forming full ministries of kicking people in the face like Todd Bentley and so on. We're not going out there claiming I have the gift of healing. I have the gift, again, the Copelands who have claimed multiple times that they can control the weather, but yet still we have hurricanes and horrible natural disasters that hit all over the world, and these guys aren't doing anything about it. We still have people, Benny Hinn, that the reality of the really sick people get kind of shuffled to the back of the room, while others who can, maybe they do have some issues, but not the same, and it can be manipulate the crowd by making it seem that they were healed more than they were. And then again, word-based stuff like this, where it's, you give so much and God is obligated to give more. You name it, God is going to give it to you because he has to, because of some weird law of attraction, right? And so that's the situation we find ourselves in with this gentleman. And there's some other videos that I didn't get deep into, but there's a lady out there. I can't remember her name, and I should have remembered it. But there's a whole series of videos. Apparently, this lady came out of his church and levels a lot of charges against him. I'm not going to go into that and say, yes, I believe her. No, I don't. You can go look her up. Just look up John Kingsley Alley, false teacher. You'll find her videos, and you can make that determination for yourself, just like you do with my videos. I mean, I present these to you. I do what research I can. Honestly, I did not do near as much research on this guy as I could have, because it was really, a lot of it was right there, and and through the books and stuff like that. And otherwise, there wasn't much. There's a guy I'm still trying to find another suggestion, Richard Keltner, which I'll be doing next week. But this guy, he has almost no footprint on the internet, so it's really hard to find images, videos, stuff like that. He does actually have a podcast, which I found, and I'll probably listen to a couple episodes. I'll listen so you don't have to episodes of that and just see where he is. But again, it seems a little wacky, probably a lot wacky, and we'll get there next week. So thank you guys. Once again, thank you, Confessions of an NAR Cult Survivor, for the suggestion on this guy. Keep those coming, all of y'all. Let me know if there's a false teacher you want me to look at. I will look at them. Again, I'm not going to say that they're all going to come down as a false teacher, but if you suggest them, I will give you an explanation of why I didn't think they were a false teacher, like I have with all the tons of people who have sent me James White and Douglas Wilson and guys like that. Let me just make a statement here. We're in it. I'm less and less in agreement with Doug Wilson as time goes on. We'll see where that goes. I still am not going to call him a false teacher, but I definitely would not recommend a lot of his stuff. There's some stuff that's really good. There's some stuff that's really bad. And we'll probably do a Master's Dog episode on that, because I've done one before, and I think it's time to do a revisit on that. But please, send me your suggestions, even if it's guys that you think, oh, he's going to like those guys. Send them to me. I'll look into them. I promise. I will do the research that I can, and I will give you a reason why I do not think they're a false teacher. So keep those coming. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button, get all the content that I release here on the Evangelical Norm Network on YouTube. Hopefully a few more videos coming out over the next few days. I'll be doing some recording the rest of the day and getting some videos in the can to put out, because my schedule is nuts now, working 2 jobs and so on, to try to get time to actually do recording. So going to get some episodes in the can for you guys and get them released over the next week or so, so you have some stuff, some content to look forward to, those of you who are new and those of you who have been with me for a while. I really, really, really appreciate you. And as always, preach the gospel at all times. Use words. They're necessary. Until next time, Soli Deo Gloria.